Cyberpunk 2077, Psycho Squad. Can Stepovic control his inner demon? We find our protagonist, Officer Stepovic, lying on a med table, bare-chested, with cybernetic enhancements visible in his leg. A doctor in a white coat informs him, "You were bitten by a cyberpsycho with a pneumatic lower jaw. He ripped your leg like a dog." Another doctor adds, with unsettling nonchalance, "You lost almost half a gallon of blood, and there's a solid chance all sorts of lovely bacteria got into the wound. Cyberpsychos are not generally diligent about brushing their teeth. Aside from that, Lieutenant, you were shot in the arm and torso." He continues, "Ergo, Max Tac Spa Delta is being prescribed 48 hours of mandatory recuperation. Enjoy your downtime, Officer Stepovic." Stepovic sits alone on his bed, clad in simple garb, staring blankly. "Downtime," he mutters before adding with a hint of despair, "Jesus Christ." Alone in his apartment, Stepovic listlessly stirs a pot of noodles. He's haunted by visions of the carnage he's wrought. The weight of his actions is palpable as he hears a voice echoing in his mind. "You want to need to keep moving, 'cause if you stop, it all comes rushing back. What you did to us." A wave of rage overtakes him, and he hurls the pot of noodles against the wall. "Fuck off," he screams as a knock echoes at his door. The door slides open to reveal a hulking figure with cybernetic skin. "All okay, Stepovic? Sounded like you were arguing with someone." Stepovic retorts, "Just the TV. I hate that Ziggy Q prick." His comrade replies, "Totally understandable. All talk show hosts should be burned at the stake in the interest of public morale." Stepovic asks, "What do you want, Mutt?" The giant responds, "Want? Nothing. Just saw that you were still lurking around the barracks. Thought maybe you'd want to hang out. Unless you'd rather stare at the walls all day. I know where they do better noodles than those, or at least one's not flavored with floor lint." Inside a dimly lit noodle bar, Stepovic and his chrome-skinned companion sit side by side, nursing their beers. The air is thick with unspoken tension. "Wanna talk about it?" the giant rumbles. Stepovic, his gaze distant, snaps. "About what?" the giant presses. "About what happened in the Badlands. About Lieutenant Hook sending you out as bait." Stepovic slams his beer down. "No, I don't want to talk about it," he declares. "I want to drink beer." The giant nods, a hint of understanding in his eyes. "Sure, let's drink beer." Stepovic slams his beer, frustration bubbling up. "I mean, there's nothing to even talk about." The giant sighs. "What do you want to do? File another complaint?" "Last time you did that, they made her our boss." Stepovic snaps back. "I only offered to buy you a drink, you stuck-up bitch." The giant nods grimly. "Agreed, more drastic action might be required." Stepovic is taken aback. "The fuck are you on about?" Suddenly, a commotion erupts outside. "You don't talk to a fucking Valentino like that," a voice yells. Then chaos as the sounds of gunfire fill the air. "Goddamn it, what the fuck is happening in there?" someone cries. The chaos spills out into the street as a figure crashes through the window, shouting DOWN. A cybernetically enhanced woman emerges, gun in hand, declaring, "Turns out I can talk to Valentino like that." A Valentino gang member falls, blood splattering. The woman continues firing, the blasts echoing amidst the shattered glass and panicked cries. The woman strides through the carnage, silencing anyone who dares to move. "Oh, calm down, all of you," she sneers. "I'm a badge." She kneels beside the body of a Valentino. "He had a whole mess of warrants out on him," she says. She pauses, then adds, "Almost definitely." She pulls the trigger one more time, and the sound echoes through the street. As Lieutenant Hook surveys the scene, leaving a trail of bodies in her wake, Stepovic can only watch in dismay. His companion, the giant, notes grimly, "You knew she'd be here. For a cackling demon of chaos, she's a creature of habit. I pulled her file, Stepovic. Are you serious?" "Are we stalking our lieutenant?" Stepovic stares after her in disbelief. The giant continues, "They joke about max tac, that our success rate is 100%, but our kill rate is 4 times more. For Hook, it's 1,100%. That's 11 dead civs for every cyberpsycho she's put away. And when I say put away, I mean in the ground. Not a single arrest on her record, even when she was a beat badge, just terminations. Lieutenant Mason was a hard-ass, but she kept Spa Delta in line. What's Hook gonna turn us into, Stepovic?" A wave of dread washes over Stepovic as he sees the carnage, knowing, "What's she gonna do to us if we don't get rid of her?" The giant towers over Stepovic, asking, "Are you proposing we off our lieutenant?" Stepovic backs away, retorting, "You said it, not me." The giant advances, his voice low and menacing. "Don't walk away from me, Mutt." Stepovic continues to back away. "Mutt." The giant yells before Stepovic turns and bolts from the scene. "Got him it," he curses under his breath as he flees into the neon-lit streets. Stepovic, running down a dark alleyway, overhears his companion's angry thoughts. "You want to zero her for bounty hunting gangers on her day off." Stepovic thinks of Lieutenant Hook as she walks down a busy street of the Tiger Claw gang. That's not what she's doing, and you know it. The giant continues his pursuit of Stepovic, his footsteps heavy. "Where are you?" The hulking giant leaps across rooftops in pursuit. Stepovic, lagging behind, struggles to keep up. "My leg is fucked, you gonk, I can't climb like that." Meanwhile, inside a nearby apartment, a deal is going down. "SHH, listen," a voice whispers as the giant draws closer. A group of gangsters surround a table laden with drugs and guns. "Just restocked. Anything you're after we ought to have. Eskeef, Synthco, Dorf, Glitter." The deal takes an interesting turn when Lieutenant Hook arrives, walking among the gangsters. She picks up a small vial, examining it with interest. "Is this what I think it is?" she asks. A gruff voice replies, "That's black lace. Developed for troops in the corporate wars. Discontinued because they started having heart attacks and turning into frothing psychos." She responds, "I know what black lace is." Her giant companion continues, "Then you know it's about the most dangerous thing you could put in your body, for yourself and everyone around you." Hook smirks as the boss, relaxing on the table, says, "Well, of course I want it." As she lies back, she requests, "Rustle me up a tasting menu with a bit of everything, darling." She then adds, "I've recently come into some eddies." High above on the rooftop, the giant and Stepovic watch silently. Hook throws her head back and laughs, enjoying the chaos she's created. "Oh, what a glorious day," she muses. A dark grin spreads across her face as she thinks, "I think I want to hurt someone now." Below, Stepovic and his companion stand on the rooftop, watching. "How long you been doing this? Following Hook?" Stepovic asks. The giant replies, "Scoped her out when she was first assigned to Delta, heard rumblings, suspected her behavior might have escalated with her promotion." In a dimly lit arena, a brutal fight unfolds as Lieutenant Hook viciously pummels her opponent. The crowd roars with a mixture of bloodlust and excitement. One man yells, "It's fucking hard." Another spectator says, "My sister's a neuroscientist at Sakura Amaterasu. Asked her once about violence, the things we do to each other." He thinks to himself, "She told me the hypothalamus is a part of the brain that handles body imperatives like hunger, sleep, all those intrinsic things we need to survive." We hear another spectator saying, "But apparently the root of aggression also lies in the hypothalamus." Another thinks, "Meaning if we become over-accustomed to it, if we keep eagerly embracing it, it's what we become." The fight intensifies, blood spraying as Hook unleashes a relentless barrage of blows. A few spectators yell at her to stop. One says that's enough, another cries, "Stop her." But Hook is consumed by rage, her eyes blazing with an animalistic fury. "Ha-ha-ha-ha." Someone yells, "It's over." Another man remarks, "Like a feral dog, it can't be undone." Another man yells, "Shut up, just shut up." As Hook stands over her fallen opponent, she barely notices the pleas of those begging her to show mercy. Stepovic lies awake in bed, haunted by visions of violence. The max tax sign looms outside his window. He thinks to himself, "It's not even what she did that scares you. It's knowing that you're the same, the worst of them, the monster under the bed. You can't undo that." Tormented by his own demons, he wonders, if Hook deserves to die, then what do you deserve? The next day, Stepovic approaches a cordon of NCPD officers outside a mall. An officer barks, "Police business. Keep moving unless you wanna swallow teeth." Stepovic flashes his badge, identifying himself. "Officer Stepovic, Max Tax Spa Delta. Wanna try that again?" The officer steps back, muttering into his radio, "Suspected cyberpsycho in the mall. Casualties. Only a dozen reported so far, but we were the closest unit. Ordered to observe and report in case." "Well, in case they need to bring in you guys." Another officer says, "Lucky I was passing by. Let's go." Inside the mall, a scene of utter devastation. Bodies litter the floor, and a woman with fiery red hair kneels amidst the carnage, firing her gun into the air while screaming and crying. The radio crackles with information. Mary Wiving, mother of two, who got into an argument with a mall cop. then stuck her thumb through his eye, kept going till she reached the back of his skull. She took his iron, been shooting, screaming, and crying ever since. Her husband called a helpline a few weeks ago, worried about how much new chrome she'd had implanted to keep up with the Joneses. The NCPD officers hesitate, unsure of what to do. "One of your squad carrying an M203? One officer asks the other. "Yes, sir," but Stepovic cuts him off. "Give it to me. I'm going in. Keep the exits secured." Another officer tries to stop Stepovic, saying, "Sir, you seem injured, and this is against every protocol." Stepovic stands his ground, growling, "This is a cyber psycho. I'm an officer of the Psycho Squad. Keep arguing with me. See what happens." Stepovic enters the mall, surveying the scene. The cyber psycho Mary Wiving continues to evade him. She leaps and bounds as Stepovic, armed with his weapon, declares, "That's a Unity pistol. It only holds 12 rounds." He takes aim at the cyber psycho, firing round after round in a desperate attempt to subdue her, but she knocks the weapon from his hands, and Stepovic falls as the cyber psycho lands a kick. "You're empty," she says, looming above him. Stepovic struggles to his feet, but she advances, her eyes burning with a manic intensity. "You don't scare me. Just look at you." His heart pounding, Stepovic grabs the rifle, leveling it at her. "You're not even enjoying this, are you?" The cyberpsycho roars in Stepovic's face as he aims the gun. Yasuhn SHUMP Stepovic wrestles with the cyberpsycho, but realizes what he has to do and comes to the conclusion to pull the trigger. "You can stop," the cyberpsycho yells. "The fuck are you playing AT, SDPONIC?" The giant appears, delivering a devastating blow to Mary Wiving, knocking her out and unconscious. Stepovic sits down as his giant companion apprehends the cyberpsycho. "Lucky for you, you're as easy to follow as the lieutenant," he growls. He begins to read her rights. "You have the right to remain silent and all that shit." Stepovic's giant companion comes up to him and tells Stepovic, "Listen, I know what Hook said to you in the Badlands. You went cyberpsycho before, but you came back." His giant companion responds, "You were gonna let her chew your face off so they could maybe bring her in alive. Your walking proof cyberpsychos can be rehabbed, Stepovic." A sliver of hope in this godforsaken place. If they can be saved, maybe there's hope for all in Night City. In another location, an individual watches a recording of the events that just transpired. A woman with a cybernetic eye reflects, saying, "That's everything Max Tack should be fighting for, but we can't with Hook around. So what's it gonna be?" To be continued. Thanks for tuning in. Stay curious, stay awesome, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more amazing content.